Look, race details. Oh, it's round 5. Okay, so let me change that real quick. I can't change it from here. Oh well, we'll fix it. We'll fix it later. I'm 2/10 off of the leaderboard. Point 21. But from what I've seen today, there are people that are much further down that are just as close as I am. So it's a very, very, very close field. Also, from what I've seen today, there just aren't very many cars that are going to do well here. The Viper can hold its own if you can make it around turn 1 without sliding out. The Corvette will do well here because it's got good tire wear, good fuel economy, and decent speed. The Jag should do okay here, but there might be some concern with that front right-hand tire. You may have to really push it to the back and which is going to chew up your rear tire, which means you're going to be sliding around turn 1. So that would be the limiter on the Jag. The 650S and the Citroen are the two tops because the Citroen because of its fuel economy and tire wear, and McLaren because it's fast around this course for some reason. In the Americas, 8 of the 10 top 10 spots are 650s, and then the last 2 are Citroens. This is part of the reason why the McLaren does so well here. 7th gear. And the power that it has in 7th gear. The Dodge and the Corvette are going to hit their limiters. But there are faster cars in this car, so basically I have to play catch up to them once they hit their limiters. And I guess part of the reason they're faster is because they've only got 6 gears, so they're not using a 7th gear. It has a lower gear ratio. Hard part is to give the car its head without putting it into the wall. Because you don't want to scrub the tires too much or else you'll end up burning your tires up around lap 6. And you need to go at least 7 or 8. And that's not the way you go around that corner. Basically, at the 100 board, or just before the 100 board, you let off and let it coast. You shouldn't have to tap the brakes. I just didn't let off at the 100 board. Messing up turn one somehow. Can't go in too tight because if you get used to going in too tight, you'll burn your tires up. Turned in too soon on that. All on that yellow line. You want to be on the outside of that yellow line around that last corner there. This is why they should never choose this option with Group 4. Every car that's got 7 gears is going to do well here. From what I've seen, the Ferrari was doing okay, but it wasn't holding like the other ones. But the cars that have 6 gears are going to burn fuel a lot because they're going to hit revs higher. And they're going to hit their rev limiters, which is going to be they're burning fuel as fast as possible. From what I remember of the Dodge, all I have to do is get it up to 163, and then Dodge can't keep up. It hits its limiter at 62, I think. And then I can change fuel economy to the fuel setting to adjust to conserve fuel, because the Dodge is going to outfuel me. That's why I let off there. I don't know. I seen 100 and I think that's what it was. I seen the 100 board and I saw it let off like around here, like you're supposed to do around here. Old age creeping in. Sliding there a little bit. Probably because it turned in too early. I let off at the 200 board. I don't even know why. I remember there was a race that we did here that was in Group 1s or something like that. It was actually the Group C cars, and you had to let off at the 200 board or else you were going too fast around that corner. Clip the edge. That's what happens when you cut in too hard on that corner. See how I lost half a second there because the tires are sliding laterally. And you can see there what revving it out does. See how I'm starting to really drop time? It's because I revved out 6th gear too long. Wasn't in deep enough that time. Didn't hug the wall, the outside wall enough. Scrubbed off a little bit too much time. Scrubbing the tires. Alrighty, let's see how we do here. A lot of it depends on who's on the lobby. I got SPLB up at the top there. Of course, that's probably not where he's going to stay at. That Viper's good, but I don't know that stay up there. We got 2 Vipers, 2 650Ss, a couple of Corvettes. The Corvettes are probably not going to be as much of an issue as they'd like to be, but they're still something to worry about. You have to watch out for them that they don't catch up to you and try to wreck you. So then get a spot. The NSX is decent to run here, but as from what I've seen, it has fuel issues. It's somewhat similar to the McLaren. It's a good handling, good acceleration, but uses up fuel, and it also has a problem with tires, whereas the McLaren doesn't. So what's our points? 191. Let's see if we can get that 191. got all the guys that are. That monster is a frickin' he's a wall rider. I remember him from the what was it 962 that we were running in that one race around here. There's a configuration A, infield A, with the Group C car that was the fastest car. Yeah, that or the Sauber I think was the other one that was doing well here. Oh, that's not good for the Viper. And I'm gaining on him. He did well around that last corner, but I'm gaining on him down the straights and stuff. So. Let's see if we can get one of those 48.0s. Looks like the fastest guy in here and that was out in warm-up did a 48.3. So. Got Naruto fan in front of me. That was bad. I revved that 6th gear out too much. It's the problem with not driving this car regularly. Still used to driving that Dodge. Oh, the Corvette. Uncle jumped up ahead in the freaking Corvette. The two Vipers behind are going to be a pain in the ass at the start because they're going to be faster as we're accelerating. No, there's another one. There's two of them right there, and then I think there's a third one down here. I know. So you got second and fourth place or McLarens, and then you got three Vipers. The vet got up there, and I carried Naruto fan around. I can tell that by just by the way I was being behind him. His car is really slow when it doesn't have a draft. So if we can break that in the race and get around him and break it in the race, and then he'll be stuck. Liable to depend on how far this speed bash and Uncle can keep their line. Uncle's pretty good. I usually have to race against him. I'm just glad that SPLB's two places behind me, not right behind me. It gives him somebody he has to fight through to get to me. He's a little prick. He tried to wreck me just because he wants to. Set to the rear. I thought I had it set on. That's probably why I wasn't doing so well. It looks like my brake balance was set to 0. About to put my foot on the accelerator. It's like, no, don't do that. You can't afford to burn any fuel whatsoever in this car. I was supposed to be in 19th and I qualified in 4th. Yay! I know that a lot of that is the car, but you know, one can be happy. I'll actually be kind of glad to be done with this season because I don't like the fact that I don't have a Group 3 car. It pretty much restricts you. At least with the with the Dodge, you got a fighting chance in both classes. You guys sit there and burn your fuel. Trust me, you'll be wanting that fuel back that you just revved out of your car. see. Oh, I can't adjust my my brake balance. Come on, quit that shit. Goddamn dial not wanting to turn on me. Somebody already about to get lapped, huh? That's a freaking Ferrari in it. Try to cut down too low. back end wanted to kick out because that tire's starting to wear down. I wasn't aware that you weren't able to set your, that's stupid that they got it so you can set your brake balance in time trial, but you can't set it in the race. Dirty air screwed me up. And going for tires. These are about done. Let's see where we set on fuel. Come back in about 6 laps and get fuel and then run it out to the end. We're doing good on fuel. Somebody back there had hards on. I wonder how they managed to do that. So it's just a little bit more fuel here. guess he forgot. Oh, I see what the problem was. We got lag because we're on the frickin' Brazilian servers. Oh, Bagger J's gonna jump way up. That was stupid. I don't know why it went into options mode. Should be okay on fuel. May have to stretch it a little bit the last couple of laps. There's our podium. I think both these guys are going to still have to pit. With these guys hit me in the ass end on going into that turn. Time to go. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, I broke the slip. I don't think that guy spitted twice. Which just means I won the game. If not, I got second place, so no biggie. One way or the other. Nope, he pitted, or else it would have moved him behind me. Oh well. 1-2. He probably saved a little bit more fuel than I did because I was out front and he was back there in the pack. It's okay. That guy Mark Martin Rules was, I just passed him. He was in second place behind this guy. See where he ended up at because he didn't pit twice. Unfortunately, in the rotovan, he must have got caught up in something back there, probably because his car doesn't have the acceleration. I just went on around them. I was like, screw that. You guys are going too slow. I'll take my 183 points and be done. I want to get the replay on this one. I keep forgetting to get the replay when I got all these nasty little punks on it. Looks like Bagger J and SPLB went at it. Bagger J's not one to please. He doesn't play games like some of the other guys does. He's like me. He don't play. You want to hit him, he's gonna hit you back, and he's fast enough to do it. So. We'll go take. Let me get this broke down real quick so that I can get it out of the way, and then because I don't leave my stand up because it takes up half my room, so I have to fold it up. So give me just a minute. I'll turn the mic off and set the headset down so I can move my stand. Okay, so let's have a look at what went on in this race, because it was obvious from the comments at the end that there was a couple of people that had some issues with each other. Yeah, that car's a beast. I found it in the Lamborghini Challenge that was actually the car to have because it's got so much acceleration going down the straight. Doesn't matter that it's not as fast in the corners. There's very few tracks that it doesn't do well at. Let's see. gas is loading up. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to step away for a minute, Superior. Let's go back to where the race starts. Now, I haven't practiced this race at all. I mean, there's not a whole lot to practice about it. I was not aware that they had made the fuel changes that they've made to the McLaren, because it was pretty obvious when I came out of that second pit stop after fueling up and how slow the vet was going to save fuel, that McLaren's had some drastic fuel changes done to it, at least for Group 4 car. But I'm in fuel mod 1 here. I just come on around these guys. It's like, no, we're not gonna play that game. And he stayed with me, the uncle stayed with me the whole race until we come out of the pits the second time, and then he just fell off. So it's not that his car couldn't keep up, it's that he didn't have fuel or something. He used up too much fuel, didn't have enough to put into it, so he had to get out. He felt like he had to get out, and maybe he underfueled a bit, thinking he could conserve. I went over, so I'd have fuel to play with, and I ended up over fueling by a lap. So, but the ones I actually want to see here, back here, let's see. There goes the nastiness, and it won't let me switch between them. There you go. So let's watch this guy, because he's got a second and a half penalty. Okay, so he's hit somebody there. That's Naruto Ben in the NSX ahead of him. He's got the other McLaren. Okay, so no, he didn't hit him. The Corvette hit him. Stroud did. This is exactly why I got on it at the beginning. It's because I didn't want to be involved in this mess here. I didn't want people side by side with me around these corners doing all this weaving and crap. Because they're on controllers and not wheels. Wow, that McLaren sort of dove down into Naruto, and then SPLB just put everybody on the wall and took a 1.5 second penalty for hitting the wall. And that killed his race right there. I mean, that's the end of it. He's waiting too late to brake too. He's going to burn his tires up. Now he's sitting on the line. Well, technically, if you're in time trial, the lines are already down on the bottom of the track by the time. Nope. Now he's ghosted out and he's hit somebody and screwed him up. And now they're all wobbling all over the place. This is what happens when you get somebody that they're fast enough to be dangerous. I should have got first. I just overdid it on the fuel. I could have tailed back a little bit more on the first two stints and not had that 5-second gap that he came out to. I could have tailed some of that time off too by just cutting the fuel off just a little bit earlier, but no, I'll take second. It's 180 something points. So I don't get how. Okay, so we're on lap 3 and his tires are already. Let's pause here. So there's his tires. And there's my tires. And I'm running out front. See, I'm doing 49s and he is 49, 52, 40, he's all over the place. Can't tell yet what his pace is. But he's definitely revving too much to be saving fuel. This car here, to save fuel, so you can rev it all the way out. Normally, with the normal BOP, you rev it all the way out, just about. So you're like 2 miles under the actual rev limiter before you shift, because then it starts petering off. When you're saving fuel, it's 50%. It does have a one ultra fuel conserve that where you're not even letting the rev bar engage, but the car doesn't go very well like that because it's the way they've got it set up. It's meant to be revved. It actually gains speed when you hit the rev limiter. It'll accelerate faster once it's beyond the rev limiter than it will before it hits the rev limiter, which is stupid because these cars aren't turbo. The only Dodge Viper that had a turbo was the very first unit. It was a test unit, never went in production. It had the 8-cylinder with a turbo in it, and then they before it went they decided they didn't want a turbo because it was causing turbo lag kick, and they went to the NA V10. It looks like things settled down quite a bit. Everybody got in their line. Yeah, that he was able to save so much fuel sitting back here behind these guys here and maintain his pace. You know, but it was too much of a chance for me to be back here because aside from Naruto fan there, that David Stroud, I've run into him a couple of times. I mean, we've already seen it. He's not doesn't have a problem with ramming people and swiping them and stuff like that. So. I've never run into the speed beat dash before, but I mean, he really had nothing to do there. The guy piled down in front of him without any regard for him being there. He was in the lane, and he was taking the lane as if he had a clear lane, which is how it started out. And the guy turned in front of him, and you can see there he's decided I've had enough of this. I'm getting past all this crap. I think what he really wanted to do was get up there with us, with me and Uncle. And the sad part was that Lamborghini. I mean, we're what, 7 laps in, and he's already about to be lapped. Looks like SPLB went in and pitted. Spartan's not in a car that can actually do well here. That's the Subaru, I think. Maybe that's a Mazda. That's a Mazda. No, it's a Mitsubishi. So that's the Evo? Yeah, 4-wheel drive. Look at that front right tire. Just dead. So Psycho's pitted. Psycho's doing rather well for his tires. This guy here, what the hell? That vet is chewing that tire up, isn't it? But we can, so we'll see how well the vet, because this guy, we already know he knows what he's doing with the vet. Of course, I think Stroud actually beat him. This is where he started bumping me. I think the reason he started bumping me is because I quit using the brake and started using just dropping acceleration. So he didn't realize I was slowing down. And there's lag because we were on the Brazilian servers. Everybody from Americas had three bars, and the South Americans had the full bars. We'll see, because he really started bumping into me a lot into that last corner there. I was kind of glad to step out on him a little bit because he was ruining my rear tires. I guess that's why they locked the because we are an exhibition and they do some model tests in exhibition, and maybe that's why they locked the brake balance to make sure that they could get a true account of what the tires are doing on these cars, because people will set the brake balance and then their records indicate that the tires aren't wearing that bad. Well, they actually are if the car set the right balance. I mean, ultimately, what you want is a car that's you can brake it. Just about all four tires are pulling the same on the tarmac whenever you're braking, and yeah, see, that's where he started hitting me for some reason. He never got out of fifth gear for some reason. Or maybe he had to shift into fifth because he hit me. You see here, I think I pulled an extra lap out of what was supposed to be only be a half lap of fuel. When I was going in the pits, I ran out. I was halfway down the pit lane and it ran out. And I shifted into fuel map 6 or something like that here just to get it around the lap. I was like, he can go around me if he wants to, but I want this extra lap. I was glad he didn't hit me this time because my tire was wore out a little bit. Oh no, here's where I went. You can see I'm like on fumes. Had a half lap at the start finish line. Let's see what's going on back here with these knuckleheads. Yeah, here's SPLB and he's got Spartan and Bagger J behind him. See what he's gonna do. There's Spartan trying to come down on the inside. Now Spartan has a wheel. I've been behind him. Either that or he's really good with the stick. You can see how smooth he's driving. But he's in that four-wheel drive Evo, so. Okay, so hold on a minute. Oh boy came in there with me. Let's go back. So what his fuel is. So he didn't have much more fuel than I had. And he came in with us. And I ran out of fuel just before I got to the barrels there. So he probably got a half a second there. He was 3% there of fuel to my 0. He didn't take tires on. He went back out with worn tires. Huh. Must have been why I was gaining on him so quickly. And I think he took a little bit less fuel too. Yeah. Somehow I turned my hazards on. I didn't even realize it. Oh, that's when I hit the, accidentally. Well, I was trying to rotate the dial and the dial wasn't working, so I slid my finger and it went over and hit the options button to bring up the, or the share button to bring up the broadcast settings. I have to really do something about that knob. It doesn't. You rotate it sometimes and it just like it's. You did what? I didn't do it. I didn't see you do anything. Okay, there's SPLB. And Bagger J's just gone by him. And Spartan's behind him and Naruto fan's behind him. Whoa, what are you doing there? That's way too late braking. Did he get tapped or something? No, he just didn't brake right. And the rear van was like, thank you. I say Martin Rules was there in third place and he didn't, I went past him. I guess he decided that he thought he could do it on just one stop. But the rules say you have to stop twice, so. That's the reason I went past him, was because I had fresh tires and he weren't running on warns. So I don't see what they're talking about. Maybe that was the incident they were talking about was up there at the beginning where this guy got the second half penalty. He did quite well considering he had a second and a half penalty, but because he's still in ninth now. But we got half a lap on him out in the lead. In fact, if you actually look at it, the leader is coming around the big turn there, coming into the final turn, and I'm just coming out onto that third straightaway myself. So I mean, we almost lapped these guys. If they'd have been fell behind just a little bit more, we would have lapped them. That's the sad state of Group 4 when you put this BOP on it, is that it's way, the balance is thrown way off with just the oval BOP. The Group 3 cars are usually, it's okay. with the exception of something like maybe the 4C or something like that. It's just a really slow car to begin with. But at this track, the 4C probably do well because it's this turn one in the last turn. So it'll probably carry a higher speed through those corners. And this is where it gets swamped at, is here. Because you come out of that corner there, and unless it's got enough pace to be able to get down this track, down here into the last corner before the guys catch up to it, then it'll get overtaken. Bagger's taking that high line. There's a high line through that corner, and I think it's actually how they figured out how to wall ride that corner. But I do believe they fixed the wall ride so that you can't do it without getting a penalty. That used to be a bad corner for people wall riding at turn one. Oh, he pinched him. You can't just put your foot on the accelerator because you think that you're going to get past him. He pinched him into the wall. But he didn't do a good enough job because it just didn't slow him down enough. And now he's pissed off and he's coming back at him. Watch. Bagger's gonna screw him over. Just about guarantee it. Problem here is that I found this out in the in Fuji and just the other one, the Italian one, Monza. The vet has a hard time keeping up with the Viper in a straight line. Oh, there he goes, boom. Yeah, that's what it was. 24, this guy pushed that guy into the wall, and 25, that guy pushed this guy in the wall. An eye for an eye. Yeah, this guy, I don't know. I wonder. I bet he was trying to wall ride or something. Oh God. Oh well. I'll go back and look at that some other time. But he got caught, and I haven't seen him in a long time. So I'm guessing he finally got he either started a new account or finally got his account unbanned. But he got caught in a FIA regular season race wall riding, and everybody turned him in for it. So, but. I got second. I got 180 something points, 188 or something like that. Let me check. I'm not going back because it's just too chaotic. There's too much chance of something happening. Yeah, so I made 183 points. That's going to put me up to 407. Which will pop me in the top 10. I'll be behind this guy because he was the one that beat me. Depends on how he does today. I expect this board to pretty much stay. I'll probably stay in the same place I'm at, or you know, I might move up a little bit, but for the most part, I'll probably stay where I'm at because I expect this board to stay pretty static. Everybody that's in a McLaren is going to be out running today. That's kind of funny that he's running. He's usually in a Porsche. Road Beef's the one that from America that beat all the on all the other regions in that YouTuber race that they had, and he did it in the Porsche around Interlagos, no, Maggiore. I want to say that I've heard that he was in the 2018 2018 or one of the Gran Turismo 6 whatever they called that GT Sport Academy thing. We'll see after. The next one we got is this one here, which is Group 3. I want to say this one is the one that's. It's either I think it's this one here. There's a Group 3 and a Group 4 that they're not set. The settings aren't locked, so that means that they're a tuner race. I'm gonna see if I can figure it out because you can see it in the calendar, but you guys won't be able to see it on the screen. It won't be there. It'll be down here. It's kind of stupid that their broadcast settings. Okay. Sport mode. So. We're in round 5 now. I need to remember to go change that because I've put it as round 4. So fix settings, open. Okay, so yeah, so round 7 is Group 3 open, and that's going to be Willow Spring Group 3, and then round 9, which is Kyoto Miyabi, is going to be open with Group 4. This one might be okay. This one here is going to be a pain in the ass because Miyabi is a small course. I don't think that there's going to be much you can adjust on the McLaren to make it better around here because it's going to be one of the better cars to begin with. It'll all depend on what they do with the other cars because I imagine what they're going to do is they're going to take the other cars that aren't so well around here and they're going to tune them to where they're doing really good. But I'm going to go take a break for a minute and I'll come back a little bit later and play some MechWarrior. I've been skipping out because I've been binging on The Expanse over on Amazon. So, but we'll see you in a little bit.